Croeso I sianel Blaid Llwyd. That's a rather suitable picture for today. It's actually snowing as I'm recording this. Though it's more grey, it isn't quite as nice as this. But yes, we are back with Dawn Chorus, heading back north again. And I don't really have too much to say to do the intro, so let's just get on with things and pick them up where we left last. We start day 2. If I died today, what would be my biggest regret? I'm sure I'd have some. I've barely started my life. Frankly, I don't feel like I've done anything with it yet. I think of the panic attack I had during the summer after finishing high school. I was lying in the grass outside my house when suddenly I felt the time was slipping through my fingers. The present was turning to the past faster than I could grasp it. It felt like the time was accelerating faster and faster with every moment. Maybe the past has already outrun me? Maybe I'm already dead? Is there any point in regretting anything now then? I open my eyes. It's somewhat dark in the carriage, the only sources of light being 3 dimly lit ceiling lamps and the stars shining brightly outside. No sound breaks through the rhythmic clatter of the train wheels rolling on the tracks. I stand up to see if there's anyone else here. The carriage is empty. I'm all alone. I sit back again and lean against the window pane. The stars illuminate the vast fields below, thin strands of wheat reflecting their silvery glow. The fields are seemingly endless, stretching all the way to the horizon where they seem to merge with the stars. I could watch them forever. Undulating like a sea, brushed by a gentle breeze, silvery and flowing. Grains turning into dust, dust turning into stars. Suddenly I remembered something. Something endlessly ephemeral and elusive. Not a voice or a touch, but maybe just air vibrations or even a fleeting feeling. But I know I wasn't always alone here. An intense feeling of loneliness hits me like a drifting glacier. It's overwhelming. It drowns out everything else, like dark water rushing from the ceiling to submerge me completely. I need to remember, clinging to every fleeting memory of any sensation. I try to remember just anything. Maybe the face, or at least just a name. But nothing comes to me. Not even the sensation of sitting next to each other. It slips out of my grasp and vanishes in the dark, until I'm not sure if it was even real. I open my eyes to an unfamiliar ceiling and look around. It takes me a moment to remember where I am. In the guest house, in Bjorn's room. I groan and rub my eyes sleepily. I feel woolly-headed. Something must have woken me up. Not Bjorn, though. He's fast asleep in the other bed. Thankfully he's not snoring. I'm a pretty light sleeper. It's still mostly dark. The grey light barely illuminates the room. The laptop on the table is still open, and I think back to the film we watched yesterday. Maybe it's because of the circumstances, but it touched me deeply and shifted something inside of me. I don't feel like the same person I was yesterday morning. I checked the time on my phone. It's 6:20. Still a bit before the sunrise then, and before the alarm I set. Maybe I had a nightmare? Or if that's the case, I don't remember any of it. I don't think I'll get any more sleep, so I might as well go do something. Groaning, I get out of bed, hissing as my paw pads touch the cold floor, sending jolts up my spine. I glance at Bjorn, but he still seems to be sleeping soundly. My yesterday's clothes are hanging on the chair backrest, sad and crumpled. Oh, what I'd give for a pair of clean boxers right now. I pick up my t-shirt and give it a quick sniff, but thankfully it doesn't smell yet. I'd put the clothes on, I grab my bag and head towards the door, careful not to wake up the bear. I step outside through the terrace door and look at the world slowly waking up from the night's sleep. It's snowing heavily, maybe even more so than yesterday morning. The impenetrable cover of grey clouds looked like a thick blanket draped over the earth. Aside some splotches of green here and there, peeking out from beneath the thick white cover, the scenery looks like a monochrome photograph. Walking away from the guest house into the snow, I feel like I'm stepping into a painting. The crisp, cold air revitalises me. I feel much more well rested than I usually am in the morning, even though I woke up before my alarm. The air feels different too. Not that it's not clean in Onslow, but here in the mountains and near the sea, breathing feels so much more visceral. I feel like I'm breathing with my whole body. I don't want to stay up for too long. Bjorn will probably wake up soon too, so I only walk up the tree line and start walking alongside it. Looking at these woods and the stars above them yesterday with Bjorn, I felt oddly exposed. As if the direct contact with the nature around us made me lower my guard, made me open up more than usual. I wonder if Bjorn felt the same, or at least something similar. He seemed to be fully honest when he talked with me. Yet, even as I leant against him, he felt as distant and unreachable as the stars in that sky. Maybe that's just how he is. Though when he showed me that anime last night, it's almost like he was trying to tell me something through it. As if that was his way of reaching out to me. Or a turn of events for me to end up in his room, of all people. The guest house is slowly waking up. The lights in a few rooms are already lit, like candles bringing warmth to the cool morning. It's still dark in Bjorn's room though. I might have to wake him if he doesn't get up soon. We're supposed to leave early today. We don't hurry up with breakfast, no one is going to wait for us. Oh, I can't wait to see the town. I close the door behind me softly and look into the room. Bjorn is still in bed, but he's looking at me from beneath the duvet with half-closed eyes. Morning, Bjorn. Hey there, Arvo. You're up already? Yeah, even had the time for a small walk. Bjorn sits up on the bed and yawns, his maw gaping wide. He looks around sleepily, his gaze unfocused. I must have woken him up when I entered. It looks like he has no energy at all. Hey, sleepy bear. Time to get up. Yeah. What time is it? It's still so dark. We're above the Arctic Circle and it's October. Of course it's still dark. It's 6:35 at the moment. We have breakfast in 25 minutes. Oh. That's not good. I gotta take a quick shower and dry myself. Don't wait for me if I'm taking too long. Don't worry, I think they'll leave us some food even if we're late. Oh, sorry, Arvo. Bjorn walks off to the bathroom with heavy steps, almost walking into the closed door. Not a morning person, I see. Well, neither am I, but for some reason today there's an unusual clarity to my thoughts. I sit down on the bed, listen to the water splashing in the bathroom and letting my mind wander. I just have to wash my face and brush my teeth. I'll do it after Bjorn comes out of the bathroom. What else? It would be nice to have a notepad for the lectures, but I'll borrow one from someone or take notes on my phone. I should write my mum a message later today, after we come back from the town. Oh, and Bjorn never explained the thing with Esperanto. I'll have to ask him when he comes back from the shower. The next few minutes I spend listening to music on my phone speaker. The sound quality is endlessly awful, but listening this way has its charm. The vocals are pushed to the front and sound so gritty. Raw and cold like the land around us. Details fade into the background and what's left is meaning. Ew. What time is it? 6:58. Not terrible. I have to wash my face. Will you wait a moment for me? Sure thing. I still need to pack for the trip. Bjorn walks up to the window and takes a look outside. He looks better already. The shower must have woken him up. What a foggy morning. And a cold one too. Let's hope the weather gets better before we get to the town. Bjorn says nothing, staring outside in silence. As I enter the bathroom, I hear the bed creak under Bjorn as he plops himself down on it. Turning back, I see him grabbing a notebook. When I was done, Bjorn was already dressed and packed. We're a bit late, but not terribly so. And we're not the only ones. The corridor is crowded with other students walking along us towards the cafeteria. What do you think we're going to get? I'm not counting on a lavish breakfast, but I hope there'll be some choice. We'll see in a moment. I'm hoping for some pastries myself. By the way, what were you writing in the morning? Oh, you saw that? Nothing special, but I write down my dreams when I remember them. The one I had today was really vivid. Dreams slip out of your grasp if you don't write them down fast, so you have to act quickly. What was it about? I dreamt I was on a train and... Yeah, telling dreams is embarrassing. I'm sorry. No issue. It was weird of me to ask. Well, I mentioned it first. Writing down dreams reminds me of something. I go through my memories holding a thin thread of a recollection until I finally remember. Are you experimenting with lucid dreaming? No, what makes you think so? Me and Miko got into this idea quite hard back in middle school. We tried a few methods, and, well, one of them was keeping a dream journal. I never read much about the topic. I thought lucid dreaming is mostly a fantasy. Well, I didn't have much success with it. I think Miko did better with it, at least claims so. He kept writing the dream journal long after I stopped, though. It's not that I lacked motivation. I was just forgetting about it too often, or didn't have time to write first thing in the morning. I often had nothing to write anyway. I rarely remember my dreams. We arrived at the cafeteria only a few minutes late, and it's still barely half full. Looks like it wasn't just us who didn't hurry up much today. Oh, hey there. Arvo, good morning. Morning, good to see you're up already. Hi, guys. Hope you slept better than me. Looks like we're not the only ones. What, did we miss something? Not much, don't worry. How long have you two been here? Actually, we arrived here just a moment before you. How about we take the same table as yesterday? Oh, good idea. Just standing here is a bit awkward. We sit around the table, me taking a spot between Bjorn and Miko opposite to Rune. Oh, by the way, I hope the food will be here soon. I'm starving. What do you think we'll get? Oh, I hope they serve croissants. I already buy them myself. I'm hungry of them every time I'm staying at a hotel. It's almost a tradition for me at this point. Panakaka again would be nice, but I doubt we'll get the same thing 2 days in a row. My bed's on breakfast cereal. What else would the bowls be here for? Everyone seems to like talking about the food. After all, that's one thing that connects us all. People from all the backgrounds, of every class, every age and every profession. Students, professors, millionaires and factory workers, best friends and complete strangers. We all have to, and like to, eat. In the meantime, a few of us went for a glass of juice or coffee from the espresso machine standing at one of the tables near the entrance. The cafeteria slowly fills with people. Even though it's already past 7 o'clock, there are still some people from our table missing. And still no sign of Devon. Morning. Jürgen walks up to our table and after the terse greeting sits down next to Bjorn. He looks composed as always, says that cold aura he had for most of yesterday. Everyone goes silent, likely wondering about the same thing. Where's Lake? Jürgen already made himself a cup of coffee at the espresso machine stand at one of the tables near the entrance. Now he takes a small tasting sip, unaware that all our eyes are on him. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Well, how's the coffee? It's coffee. It's always good. Well, if you say so. Oh, where's Lake? He's still in the room. Of course, he overslept. I tried waking him up, and he kept mumbling, just a minute more. He's taking a shower now. He should be here in a few minutes. Jurgen seems more talkative than he was yesterday, though. Maybe he's warming up to us after all. That moment, Devon walks into the cafeteria with Professor Arnie. Attention, everyone. Sadly, we have to start the day with some bad news. Due to the heavy snowfall, the bus won't be able to come for us, so we have to skip today's trip to the town. Fortunately, we won't miss all of the lectures. The university is working hard right now to set everything up for an online streaming, and we'll watch them from here in the cafeteria. However, only the lectures held in the main lecture hall will be transmitted. That's all for now. Breakfast will be served in a minute. As soon as Devon finishes speaking, the hubbub of students' mixed voices fills the room. The panda makes his way towards our table and sits down next to Rune with a sigh. Good morning, Devon. Is everything fine? Yes, thank you. I hope to have a less eventful morning, but everything's fine. So, we're stuck in the guest house. Unfortunately. Only till the afternoon. The snowplow should get here by then. Morning, all. Did I miss something? Morning, Lake. Quite a lot, actually. Sleepyhead Lion is finally here. Do I need reminded you were late for lunch yesterday? Besides, breakfast isn't even here yet. If on cue, the guest house staff enters with a cart with our food. And yes, they have croissants. Each table gets a basket with various kinds of bread, an assortment of jams and pastes, a pitcher of milk and a bag of corn cereals. There's also a separate dish with sweet pastries, one with brunost, as well as regular coconut cheese and a bowl of fruits. Looks like they don't serve fish in this guest house. Not that I mind, I haven't had any in a long time. I'm not a fan of very sweet breakfast, so I skip the cereal and just make myself a few sandwiches and grab a croissant. Bjorn starts with 2 croissants, unsurprisingly. He cuts them open and spreads marmalade on one side, then puts some fresh fruits inside and folds them back together. You like your breakfast sweet? Yeah, it puts me in a good mood. Or at least makes it better. Fair. I often go for a mix of savoury and sweet. Too much sugar makes me feel sick. Wait, are you in a bad mood now? Honestly, it's hard to tell. He doesn't look sad, but he's been rather quiet for the last few minutes. I don't know him well enough to know what he might be thinking or feeling. I hoped we'd go to the town today, but that's just a mild disappointment. On a positive note, you can probably find some time for a nap later if you're still sleepy. Yeah, at least that. 6 o'clock is not exactly the hour I like waking up at. Quite the contrary, I think making people wake up before at least 8 o'clock should be considered a war crime. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not a fan either. We'll find something to do here for sure, and we're still visiting the town tomorrow. Well, I guess. Well, thank you, Arvo. The difference between the Brood and Bjorn and the Cheeval one is pretty stark. He's much livelier and more present now. I'm happy to know he's actually managed to cheer him up. Jurgen, you're not eating anything? Coffee for me is enough. I'll grab an apple or 2 later. Hey, these rhubarber horn are really tasty. I'll take your word for it. I stay away from anything that has rhubarb in it. I wonder if cereal with coffee would taste okay. Link. What? Don't. As I'm listening to all the conversations happening around me, a warm feeling rises in my chest. It's been only a day since we arrived. Ready to look and act like a group of friends. Even if we all study in different departments, just for the duration of the camp we can keep together, and it makes me happy. Arvo? I stop eating my rhubarber horn mid-bite and look at Miko. Did you take any more photos yesterday? No, not really. I mostly shoot on my digital camera, but I left it in my room and only had the instant one with me. Oh, you have an instant camera? Wait, I didn't tell you. I had it with me the whole time. I even have it with me right now. Wait, really? You mentioned you're into analog photography. I thought you were talking about shooting on regular film. I got instant cameras in addition to my usual digital one. So far I'm liking it a lot. I always wanted to have one. They're so cool. Well, they are, but the cost of film is killing me. Yeah, I bet. Still, I loved instant photos ever since I held one in my paw. I once got an album by a local band at the indie record label's fair. When I got back home and opened the packaging, it turned out there was an instant photo from the recording session inside. It was such a nice touch. Instant photos look like small glossy paintings, or windows to alternate realities, frozen in time. Yeah, I know what he means. I put the camera back on the table and take the camera out, wanting to pass it to Bjorn. I noticed something colourful at the bottom of the bag, so I lean in. Guys, I think I found it. Inside the bag is the key to my room. I take it out and inspect the tag just to be sure. And surely the number 17 is written down on the wooden tag. Oh! That's great. Oh, you have your key? Well, that's good. You won't have to wait until the afternoon for the spare key to arrive. Why did I put the key there, though? I must have been really out of it yesterday morning. What's important is that I have it back. Although I have to admit, I enjoyed sharing a room quite a lot. Maybe I'll think of something later. Oh, by the way, I need to bring you back your jacket. Oh, there's no hurry. Besides, I need to stay here after breakfast and set up everything. I'm all done with breakfast, so I grab my bag and stand up. I'll see you at the lectures. See you. Later, Arvo. See you, Arvo. Oh, I bet we won't attend a lot of them together. Alright, you're mostly going to the ones about physics. Well, we can always meet afterwards. For sure, that'd be nice. Thankfully, I don't have to hurry. There's still a lot of time before the lectures will start. It'd be nice to finally sit in my own room for a while. Opening the door to my room after not being able to get in the whole day feels really satisfying. Finally here again, back in my own room. I look around it, absorbing every small detail, from the order of the colours in the carpet to the shape of the ceiling beams and lamps. The air here smells of wood and clean laundry. Everything is just as I left it. Most of my stuff is already unpacked, stashed away in the wardrobe and cupboards, so the room looks neat and inviting. Putting down the camera bag on the table, I walk straight towards the bed and let myself fall onto it, surrendering myself to the soft mattress embrace. The springs creak under me in protest like a choir of disgruntled gnomes. It feels good to be alone for a moment. And having a huge bed just myself is pretty great too. I lie at this for a while, enjoying the silence. It's a bit weird to be alone all of a sudden though. Bjorn's company felt so unobtrusive that it didn't tire me at all. Kind of miss it. Wonder what he's doing now. Maybe watching something? Or unpacking the backpack he'd prepared for the trip to town. That must feel at least somewhat disheartening. I should prepare myself mentally for the lectures. That's going to be more than 5 hours of heavy learning. I take off my clothes and fold them, then I hop into the bathroom and generously apply deodorant to my torso and armpits. Afterwards I take out a fresh pair of boxers and socks, both with a different pattern just as I like them, and put them on. Oh yes, I feel much better in fresh clothes. I don't know if anyone would notice, but somehow it makes a difference for me. Wearing the same t-shirt 2 days in a row feels wrong, even if it smells fine. I'm glad tigers don't sweat much. I don't have to be too mindful of my smell, unlike animals of some other species. I have some time to kill now before the lectures. Maybe I'll just read a book. Or I could go around and take some photos now I have my digital camera back. Yeah, that's a good idea. I've been here for a day already, and I barely have any photos. The scenery is stunning, and the guest house itself is no worse. Maybe I won't get any great landscape shots in this weather, but I have a few other ideas. I take the instant camera out of the bag and swap it for a digital one. A mirrorless I got from my parents for my 18th birthday and has been my favourite tool ever since. Wearing my own jacket with a camera bag on my shoulder, I leave the room to hunt for some shots. I stand up and stretch out, groaning lightly. The chairs here definitely were designed with watching an hour-long lecture in mind. That was good, wasn't it? Although maybe a bit too informative and technical for a morning lecture. Yeah, I think I understood it all, but it took some serious effort. Well, at least the previous one was a bit lighter. The next one's about gravitational lensing, whatever that is. I think I'll skip it. Astrophysics don't interest me that much. While students are slowly leaving the room for a break, I notice a familiar lion snoring in his chair. His hair is covering his eyes with a messy white curtain, and his snout is half open. Hey, Lake? He doesn't react for I wave in front of his face. Huh? Oh, is it over? Yeah, the lecture ended a while ago. Lake rubs his eyes sleepily for a moment, then stands up and looks around. Oh, finally. Wait, aren't you studying astrophysics? What were you doing here? Well, I didn't look very closely at the timetable. I saw a lecture on astrocytes, astrocytes. So there must be something astrophysical I'd never heard of before. I had no idea it'd be about some brain stuff. So he didn't bother reading the description. Who does that anyway, right? A lake. Oh my god, Lake. Well, nothing's lost. I had a good nap at least. Thanks for waking me up. I'll be going to my room for now, so see you later. See ya. Have fun. We have a 40-minute long break now, right? Yeah, though I think I'll skip the next lecture. I should be there. Gravitational lensing is interesting, but complicated as hell. If this lecture won't help me understand it, I don't know what will. I think I'll go back to my room too, for now. Sure, see you in a while. See you. The room was mostly empty now, but some of the students stayed behind, talking in small circles and groups. What should I do? I wonder what Miko is doing. I doubt he's here for this lecture. I don't think neurology interests him. But look into the far end of the room. That's just who I see. Miko, hey there. Oh, Arvo, hello. What are you doing here? I was sure you'd skip this lecture. Your course doesn't have much to do with neurology. I thought I'd try to attend all the lectures today. Not every day I have a chance to learn something interesting from beyond our curriculum. Fair. I don't think I have the willpower to sit through the whole day of lectures voluntarily. Not when there are the fun things to do. Good thing we have a break now then. We can do something fun together. Actually, I already had something planned for this break, but maybe you'd like to accompany me? Well, sure. Great. We leave the room along with other students, making our way to the corridor. So, did you learn something from the last lecture? Well, not really. The lecturer did a good job of explaining everything. There was so much I didn't know, I doubt I'll remember much of it. Not to regret being there. By the way, where are we going? Outside, but first to my room. I need to get a few things. Or you could grab your camera in the meantime if you want. Now that I have my digital camera back, it'd be nice to walk around and take some photos of the surroundings. I can go too crazy with the instant camera, especially as I only took one film pack with 10 photos with me. I'll go get it. How about we meet at the entrance? Sounds good. Miko enters this room and I direct my steps to my own. Wonder what he's up to. Well, that sounded a bit mysterious. I've been waiting for the wolf for some time now, but there's still no signs of him. Opening the camera bag, I once again go through the lenses I took with me. 50mm f1.8, medium focal length, very bright one, perfect for portraits, but that's not its only use. 30mm f2.8, a wider angle, still rather bright. I'm not a fan of zoom lenses. They're almost always worse than fixed focal length prime lenses, so I didn't take any this time. I'm surprised how stark the difference is when I first compared them. What are you doing? Looking up, I see Miko sporting a rather full-looking backpack. Just looking through my lenses, thinking if I should swap any for something else. But no, I'm happy with what I have here. What you have in there? You'll see in a short while. I leave the guest house after Miko stepping out into the snow. The view of the valley opens before us, still as breathtaking as the first time. It's a fine afternoon, though only the lightest snow still falling. I take a lungful of Arctic air. It's sobering and delicious, carrying the smells of pine needles and glaciers. Follow me, we'll find a good spot. Oh, if you want to take some pictures along the way, just tell me. We're not in a hurry. Sure. You shouldn't take much time though, I have to stop for just a moment. Catching up with you won't be a problem. Miko turns around and continues down the path leading to the forest. I follow close behind, looking around for a frame that would catch my interest. Either this place is full of great frames, or I'm so excited and happy that everything looks interesting to me. We make our way into the forest where the trees muffle the whispering wind. The silence that fills that void feels like a woolly blanket, almost too heavy to shake off. Miko, what is it we're looking for? A fallen tree or a stump somewhere quiet? We should find some in no time. Right, that shouldn't be too hard to find in a forest. And surely, after a few more minutes of walking, I notice a fallen tree lying horizontally on the ground, just a few meters away from the path. How about that one? You have a good eye, Arvo. We diverge from the path and head towards the spot I scouted, our paws leaving deep prints in the snow. Perfect. And perfect for what? Let me show you. Miko takes off his backpack and rests it against the fallen tree. He reaches into the bag and takes out a small white box with colourful knobs and buttons. Some kind of instrument? Something I got not long before the camp. It's a sampler and sequencer in one box. It's fully portable so I can take it with me anywhere. Oh, I think I saw this one online a few times. Videos of people jamming with these are popular. It's fun to use and fun to watch. I like going out and playing in nature. It never fails to calm me down and puts me in a good mood. Staying here, up north, far from any towns and people, I started feeling more at peace with the world around me. It's quieter in my head, and my thoughts are clearer too. Almost as if a veil was lifted from them. The quietness here speaks to me clearer than the city's noise. Veil lifting, the wind speaks to me the tales of the days past. Almost like back at home. It doesn't really remind me of that, it's a different kind of quietness. This one feels like an infinite stillness. I want to try capturing it somehow, like how you capture the image with your camera. I want to describe this place with music. This sampler has a built-in microphone. I want to record the ambient sounds from here and try to make something out of it. Photography and music are very different media. Their aims aren't always far off. They both can weave stories, describe scenes and places, capture emotions. In essence, they both capture or construct worlds. I also wanted to record my own voice humming along with the wind, but since you're here with me, can I record you instead? A sure thing, but you have to tell me exactly what to do. Sure, nothing too hard. I'll record the general ambience first, then maybe try finding some specific sounds I could use. You can go take photos in the meantime, or stay here with me and talk. I'll stick around. This spot is quite atmospheric. Great, I'll get started then. Miko sits down on the fallen tree, rests the instrument on his knees and plugs in a small pair of headphones. While the wolf is busy, I walk around, just taking in the atmosphere. I try to muffle my steps, but it's hard to do when the snow is crunching under my paws. When examined up close, everything seems interesting. The lichens growing on the trees, the rhythm of the falling snow, the ever-changing tapestry of clouds above us. Sometimes nature is more beautiful than any animal-created artwork. I take a few pictures before my paws get cold, put the camera back and stick them in the pockets of my coat. After a minute or less, I walk over to Miko and sit down beside him. How's it going? Good. I recorded some backgrounds and found a pad sound I like that goes along well. If all goes well, I might even finish it today. How about you? I hope you're not getting bored. I'd feel bad if I took you all the way out here just so you'd walk around bored. No, you know I don't mind just hanging around. Besides, my first walk around with my digital camera, I'm the opposite of bored. This whole camp feels exciting, you know, for many reasons, and the fact we can sit together again like that is one of them. By the way, I remember you just having a bit of equipment. How did you get this much? I mean, it must be all as expensive as hell. Have you maybe heard of the Manifold Curiosity? Yeah, I don't recall the name. What's that? It's a game I made the soundtrack for. It was created by a small studio in Helsinki and released earlier this year. Maybe it wasn't a great hit, but it was a good game. You should check it out if you don't know it. They helped me with getting the instruments, and the pay was good enough that I could buy some more if I wanted. It's not like it's sunken money. I bought most of these used so I can resell them later at the same price, or just a tad cheaper. Wow, I had no idea. I'm sure it's great. No, I definitely have to play the game, or at least find the soundtrack somewhere. I thought you didn't like making your music public. Yeah, but this was a bit different. I composed it for the game, so it was a commission work, something not fully mine. Not say I didn't put effort into it, quite the contrary. I tried giving them a soundtrack that would complement the game the best, because that's what soundtracks are for. I think they liked it because it made its way into the game for the release. I see. Leaning back on the tree trunk, I open my maw and catch a few falling snowflakes melting on my tongue. Suddenly I feel the wolf's weight resting on my shoulder as he leans on me, continuing to fiddle with the synth on his lap. I put an arm on his shoulder and snuggle him closer. The wolf stays focused on the music, but on his face I can see a slight smile, radiant and heartwarming. I stay like that, motionless, letting the wolf work on his music. The cold wind blows relentlessly. With Miko next to me, it doesn't faze me at all. The time seems to come to a halt, seconds and minutes seeming completely abstract. All that matters is the two of us are here together. It's finally over. Oh man, that was a lot. Yeah, I wanted to attend the next lecture too, but I'm having second thoughts about that. Don't think I have the mental capacity for that anymore today. What's it about? Language patterns recognition in dolphins. It doesn't ring a bell, sorry. I did like this one, by the way. Lecturer did a good job of explaining everything. My knowledge of astrophysics is pretty much, well, non-existent. It was interesting though. I'm glad you talked me into it. Be completely frank with you, I just wanted some company here. I didn't care about the lecture itself that much. But I enjoyed it too. It's more interesting than I thought it'd be. Go somewhere relax. Some rest would be nice. Oh damn, my back. I stand up and sit back down again instantly, feeling a jolt of pain shoot up my back. Are you okay? Yeah, must have been sitting in a weird position. Jorn extends his paw and grabs mine, lifting me up. Oh, thanks. So we pretty much have the rest of the day for ourselves. Do you have any plans? Well, not really. We're supposed to be in town until dinner. I have an idea, though. Give me half an hour. I have to ask Travis about something in the meantime first. Maybe have a small snack. I'll wait in my room, and some rest sounds nice. Oh, I should drop Miko a message, but I can write while walking. We walk out of the cafeteria together. Bjorn, looking ahead, his paws stuffed in the pockets of his hoodie, while I tap at my phone. Okay then, I gave him a heads up not to look for me as I'm skipping the next lecture. Bjorn nods and keeps on walking ahead in silence. Maybe he needs to be alone for a while. After all, we spent a lot of time together today. He'd only have a longer moment for himself. If he's living with his parents, he probably doesn't get too much alone time. Or maybe he's just tired and I'm overthinking it. That's not unlikely. I could always just ask him. But I don't. Okay, that's my room. I'll see you soon, right? See you. I direct my steps to my own room, the carpet muffling my steps. The calm afternoon atmosphere isn't disturbed. And here I am again, within the four walls that serves my temporary home. Like a snake shedding its skin, I can finally take off any masks I wear around others. I'm not tired, but my head feels empty. The lecture has drained me completely of any mental energy. I drop the camera bag on the floor and sit down on the bed with a loud creak. Oh, what I'd give to have a mattress this nice in my own room back at the dorm. Sprawling out on the bed, I look up at the ceiling. I took some nice photos today. I don't feel like doing anything with them now. I should also write down some notes on the lectures, but I don't feel like it either. I send Mum a quick message informing her that we're staying in the guest house today and toss the phone beside me. I don't really feel like doing anything, to be honest. I have half an hour for myself, but I don't know how to use it. Now that I think of it, it's been a long time since I had a completely free time like I have now. I'm not used to boredom. I haven't felt it in a long time. Usually in situations like this, I just take up my phone and start reading something. But somehow I don't want to do that now. I feel something arising within me. A need to create, a sudden pull resonating deep. I've taken a few nice photos lately. It's always just documenting, not creating. I should start with an idea first and then try to find a way to execute it. I used to do that, and I love all the photographs I created this way. Lately, especially after moving out, I wasn't in the right mindset, but now I feel like I could get back to that. I open my eyes, letting the world slip back into my consciousness and stare at the wooden ceiling above me. What should I create? I feel like I should look for the inspiration within me, not outside. Dive deep inside and see what I resurface with. A nap would be good for that, but even though the lectures drain me, I don't feel sleepy at all. Instead, I take up my laptop and start sketching. With all the snow outside, maybe I could capture a shot of Miko lying on a hill, looking like he's suspended in the air. And I could turn it upside down and enhance it in post-production. It would look like he's flying or ascending. Sort of how I feel right now. I try out different angles and compositions. My skills in drawing are pretty much non-existent, but thankfully enough to task at poor. Then I switch some other ideas popping up in my head, trying to capture them before they dissolve forever. I get a message from Bjorn. Already? I was sure just a few minutes had passed, but it looks like I spent almost half an hour thinking. I came up with a few ideas that could work, though. Closing my laptop, I grab my camera bag again and leave the room. Oh, you got here fast. I wasn't doing much, just closed my laptop and went out when I got the message. Oh, come in then. Travis should be here soon, at least he said he would be. What are we going to do, by the way? Well, ask Travis if he brought any consoles with local multiplayer games with him. He has one he can bring here. Playing games together. Can't remember the last time I did that with anyone, not counting online matches. Sounds fun, I'm in. It'd be nice if we could order a pizza now, but I doubt anyone could deliver one here. Yeah, for sure not with the road to the town blocked by snow. Oh, it shouldn't take long to make it traversable again. It'll be cleared before dinner. I sit down on the bed I spent the night in and lean against the wall. By the way, how are you doing? You seem so absent-minded after the lectures. I can come back later if you're not feeling well. Oh, don't worry. I was just a bit tired. I didn't sleep too well tonight and just needed to lie down for a bit in silence. I made myself a coffee. Do you want one? I'm fine, thanks. I'm not sleepy yet. Bjorn walks up to the window and looks outside, silence falling upon us. Somehow it's hard to find any words now. Bjorn's bluntness helped to ward off my awkwardness before. Now that he stays silent, I'm not sure what to do. Well, maybe you want some chocolate? Oh, I'm definitely not turning down chocolate. Bjorn passes me the bar. I take a whole row and bite into it. The chocolate isn't great, but even bad chocolate is good. A lack of any filling is disappointing, but it's still chocolate. A chocolate I got for free on top of that. Thanks. Bjorn breaks off another 2 pieces and devours them with a smile. Do you prefer plain chocolate, or do they have nothing else in the store? Oh, I just like plain chocolate. It's what I'm used to. Usually got a few bars with me. A few bars? Well, in case of an emergency. An event like today. I didn't know when would be the next time we could visit a store, so I grabbed a bunch for the trip. I love the ones stuffed with nuts too. My grandmother used to buy them for me back in Poland. I like them a lot too. Nuts add some pleasant crunchiness. I already forgot about Bjorn not being born here. Nothing about him points to that. He didn't say anything about his homeland yet. So, what was it like to grow up in Poland? Well, I don't remember much. Just some vague feelings and a few scenes. I remember the flat where we lived, or maybe I only think so. Time distorts memories. Aside from some scenes I can recall in full details, everything is just a blurry lake. Weird how our minds register some scenes in such detail that remembering them is like playing a recorded tape. It's not that there were some big important moments. For example, me helping my grandma with the crossword in the park one sunny morning. She was wearing a green vest and earrings that reminded me of avocados cut open. Her hair was looking very pretty that day. It must have been in October or September. The trees were just beginning to wear autumn hues, but it wasn't cold yet. A kid with a school backpack walked before us, led by his mum. My grandma commented that with how well I'm helping her, she's sure I'll be a great student once I go to school. And were you? Oh, not really. Oh, was she disappointed? Well, she didn't live to see that. She died maybe 2 years later, before we moved out. She must have already known she was sick by then, but of course nobody told me. I wouldn't have understood anyway. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It was long ago. Now she's mostly just a memory. Only sometimes I wonder if she'd be proud of me if she's still alive. I'm sure she would be. Maybe. She was easy to please. It's hard to find any fitting words now. Bjorn doesn't seem to be in need of any consolation, though. It must have happened almost 20 years ago, after all. I can only be happy my grandparents were blessed with health. Time distorts memories. We forget the experience of the everyday and remember what our minds deem important. We forget the bad stuff too, so the past can always stay sweet for us. We're floating down a stream, and the water behind us stays turbid, undulating and quiet. Sorry, I didn't mean to tighten the mood like that. Life isn't all rainbows and sunshine. It's fine. It's stupid to shy away from heavier topics. We all have our burdens. Housekeeping. Weird doesn't sound like the janitor I met yesterday. I guess I should see what they want. I'll be right back. Oh, a fresh delivery of digital entertainment for you. The Tanuki enters the room without further ado and closes the door behind him with a light kick, carrying a console and a bunch of cables and controllers in his paws. He still stands behind him excitedly, a bright smile lighting up his face. Oh, Travis, what did you bring? I have Super Shatter Sisters and a few other games you might like, all multiplayer. Travis drops all the equipment on the bed before grabbing the console and turning it on. I still start with that one. It's the most fun. You don't need to be good at it to have fun playing. Obviously it's a bit of a button masher, like all the fighting games. Can your laptop be used as a screen? Well, I think so. You can try. If not, we can use the TV set. The Tanuki busies himself with plugging in the console to the TV, and in the meantime Bjorn and I sit on the bed, the curve in the mattress making me lean into his arm. With Travis, the mood in the room immediately gets lighter, any sort of heavy atmosphere hanging in the air dispelled. Okay, looks like everything is working. You guys know how to play it? No, I'd need some instructions first. Never played it either, somehow. Really, guys? It's like the essential party game. Travis walks up to us and gives us both a controller. Over the next few minutes he gives us a crash course of the game, explaining the mechanics, basic controls and the goal. Then we start playing and oh boy, it's just pure chaos. Travis is getting into the game hard, jumping around in tandem with his character on screen. Honestly, it's silly to watch. Bjorn and I both struggle a lot in the beginning, and on more than one occasion we mistake the other's character for our own, resulting in us falling off the map in seconds. Really, we have little idea what we're doing. The game is fun and engaging. Even if I wouldn't be playing myself, just trying to follow what's happening on screen would be entertaining. Don't run away, I got you anyway. In your dreams. Look, another gift box. Now, what's this one do? No idea. Me neither. There's so many of them I can't remember. We're all doing fairly bad, but in no small part because the screen is definitely too small for us. Travis is a bit ahead of us in points in every match. Between me and Bjorn, it's a fierce competition. Ha! I win. You win this round. Don't get ahead of yourself. Start the next one. I need to beat the two of you. Ultimately, after 2 more rounds, Bjorn comes out on top, obliterating both me and Travis with a new character. Travis wasn't entirely happy, arguing that choosing this character is pretty much cheating. I agreed with Bjorn if the character is available in the game, then it's fair. Oh, this was nice. Oh, I'm tired now. Tired? How? We're just sitting on the sofa and playing a video game. I'm mentally exhausted. Well, have you seen how he flailed round? I'm not surprised at all that he's tired. We all sit back in comfortable silence, leaning against the wall. It was an hour well spent. If it wasn't such a cloudy day, we could have watched the sun set in a little bit. The sun didn't come out much of its cloudy cover all day. Well, that was nice. We should do this again. Next time I'll get your ass. So, did you like it? Quite a lot, yeah. Too bad I still barely have an idea how to control any of the characters. I mentioned it's a bit of a button masher, right? I'm glad the deaths weren't permanent. There's nothing like dying in the middle of the game and having to look at your friends having fun for the next 10 minutes. Yeah, some games are like that. I mostly play single-player games. That's never a problem in them. Oh, really? You don't enjoy some competitiveness? I usually play for the story. There's not much of it in any multiplayer games. A good game can be as good as reading a book, or even better. I enjoy that added interactivity sometimes. Really? You? I thought you were team books all the way. Well, doesn't mean I can't enjoy a good game from time to time. I haven't found too many of them, though. I see. Well, anyway, I should get going soon. I don't want to be late for dinner. I'll go take a leak first. If you're ready, we can go straight to the cafeteria. Sounds like a plan. I don't need anything from my room. If I can leave the console here then, I'm ready too. Sure, you don't even have to come back for it. I wouldn't be mad at all. Haha, very funny. There you go now, we won't wait for you. Bjorn stands up and walks to the toilet while Travis lies down on the bed with a sigh. Little Tanuki really must have exhausted himself playing. Should I get excited about the game enough to feel like that afterwards? I'm surprised, by the way. I didn't know Bjorn is a heavy reader. Oh, what do you mean? You said these team books or something like that, right? Travis sits up and looks at me, blinking repeatedly as if he'd just seen an apparition. Wait, you don't know? I thought the big guy was excited about it enough to tell everyone, especially you. You know, with you staying with him last night and all. Know about what? Travis, give me some answers already. Oh, Bjorn's a writer. This time it's my turn to blink repeatedly. A writer? Yes, he writes stuff. Stuff? Like what exactly? Oh, short to medium length stories. Oh, well, he goes through all my encounters and conversations with the bear. I can't remember him even hinting about that. Well, I've seen him with a notebook, but besides noting down his dreams, he could really do anything with that, like learning math or even just scripting drawings on the side. I didn't mention it, no. Maybe it's not something huge for him? Well, ask him yourself. I nod and look away. It's not like Bjorn has to tell me everything about his life, or anything about some obvious stuff or whatever came up in the conversation. So Bjorn is a writer. I wonder what sort of stories he writes. My first bet would be on high fantasy stuff, something with magic and epic adventures. That's usually a good setting for a novel, less so for a short story. Or maybe I just haven't read enough stories. I wanted to get back to reading after moving out, but somehow it didn't work out well. Wait, what should he be excited about? His story was submitted to a nationwide competition. The results should be known this week. Oh, now I'm surprised he didn't mention it. That sounds like something he really should be excited about. That's why I'm surprised he's not talking about that all the time. You know, people react differently to this sort of stuff. Maybe he's nervous about it. Is the contest like a big thing? I'm not going to lie, it sounds like one. That's because it is. But as I said, ask him, not me. I'm not sure I should if Bjorn didn't mention it himself. Maybe he's superstitious or doesn't want to tell anyone else before the results. Either way, despite Travis' enthusiasm, I'd rather be cautious about the topic. Okay, you two ready? Hey, yeah, we can go. I'll leave the questions for later. Time to fill our stomachs. It has perfect crepes. I've no idea how they come out this nice. It's an easy recipe and mine are usually good, but not nearly as good as his. I listened to Miko talk about his father's cooking and nibble at the food in front of me. Today we got calicari leet, cabbage rolls I know well from my own home, cooked potatoes and carrots, all topped with a dark mushroom gravy. Calicari leet reminded both me and Miko of our childhoods when we started sharing our memories of our parents cooking. Oh, crepes were our Saturday staple. I'm not sure why that day, but every Saturday morning my father and I would make crepes. We usually had them with yogurt or plum jam. My father liked those the most. I liked mine with hazelnut cream and cinnamon. We don't really do things like that anymore, though. I don't spend more time with my parents than I have to. They don't bother me that often either, thankfully. I miss pancakes. You know, the thick fluffy ones, soft and delicious. Stuffed with chocolate chips drenched in maple syrup. Yeah, everyone's just about crepes. You don't know what you're missing out on. You can always make them yourself, though. Yeah, and I do, but it's not the same when you have to make them yourself. And mine rarely rise properly. Living alone is nice, but having to prepare your own food is easily my least favourite part of it. Yeah, it's pretty much only perk of living with parents. That and laundry. You cook for yourself every day? Well, more like I reheat myself a pre-made meal every day, but yeah. Have you seen prices in the restaurants here? It's crazy. $13 for a fast food meal? How the hell do people afford that? Well, people here also earn more, so the prices are fair. Well, maybe, but I'm not working here. So, take-out tacos on Friday and Korean barbecue on Sunday have to do. Ah yes, the FedEx taco. What, is that really a thing? Friday's taco? Oh yeah, it's sort of modern tradition. As a lavish Friday meal, Norwegian families often have tacos. You won't see in every household, far from it, but it's getting popular. But why tacos in Norway of all places? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's a large number of immigrants bringing their own cultures? Well, that's just my guess. I go back to eating the food before it gets cold. Chewing a potato, I glance sideways at Bjorn. He's still the same person he was this morning. My perception of him changed quite a bit. With no offence to him, I thought he was a bit of a couch potato, spending his free time watching anime. Now I'm learning he's a writer taking part in literary contests. He told me nothing about that at all. It's just puzzling. Maybe it isn't really anything big, unlike Travis was implying. I guess I'll really have to ask him, but I think it's better if I wait until it's just the two of us. Then we're done with all the lectures today. I'm already tired and I still have a lot to do. In the end, we were the last people to stay at the table. Miko finished eating quickly and excused himself, going back to his room. Rune talked with Jürgen for most of the meal, but Jürgen left together with Lake when he finished. Devon left early too, leaving only the four of us. So somehow we stuck together and moved to the lobby to continue chatting. What did you have to do during the camp? I have a project from university I have to finish. Made some progress before dinner, but I'm stuck again. Anyway, I hope we get to eat in the town tomorrow. Not that the food here is bad, I'm just curious what's there. Oh, maybe they have a Korean restaurant there, that would be great. I'm not keeping my hopes high, though. We're above the Arctic Circle, after all. Oh, like Korean. I don't think I've ever tried any of their stuff. Oh, back in middle school we had a Korean student in our class. He invited me and Miko over once. We stayed for dinner. I was amazed by the food and the atmosphere. The whole thing was like a ceremony celebrating family bonds, friendship and the food on the table. It was much different from the dinners I had at home. It reminded me of Christmas, only spicier and exotic. Korean food brings back memories of that experience, sharing food and enjoying each other's company. I think I get what you mean. Christmas suppers are always something special. I wouldn't mind having that more often. As long as I don't have to cook or do the dishes, of course. I love Korean food too. I brought a cheap portable burner for Korean barbecue with me. I think there'll be an occasion to use it. You brought what? Of course there'll be an occasion. If not, we'll make one. Okay, that's great. I haven't used it in a while. There's no point in doing Korean barbecue with just one person. Hey, what do you say for a short walk? Chatting here is nice, but I don't feel like spending the whole day indoors. Walking also helps me with thinking. I need to brute force my way through that obstacle on the project. Well, fine by me. Sure, just give me a second to fetch my jacket. Here I go get mine too. I'd freeze outside without one. Well, we'll wait here then. The cold wind ruffles my whiskers as we step outside. It's getting colder already, the sun low on the horizon, its warm glow barely visible through the clouds. Dark birds circle above the guest house, cawing and croaking. Oh, why didn't I bring my camera with me? A lot of birds today. They liven up the landscape nicely. The stillness was starting to feel unnerving. Really? I didn't mind it one bit. I like birds too, and crows gathering is a good omen. Is it? I've never been superstitious, so I never bothered remembering what people consider good or bad omens. Yeah, it dates back the old belief that birds are reincarnated people. I heard something about it long ago, but I waved it off. I mean, it doesn't sound very plausible, does it? Well, not to us, not anymore. That's also the reason why birds were never hunted in Europe. Since ancient times, they were seen as sapient reincarnations of those that decided to stay on the earth, usually be close to their loved ones. That sounds like something straight out of Romanticism. Yes, romantic writers like to return to that theme often. By the way, did any of you notice the name of the guest house? No, what is it? Morgensang. Morning song? Yes, the sound of birds singing in the morning. So, a dawn chorus. Well, what's that? Exactly that, morning bird song. Never heard it being called that before. Anyway, how about we go for that walk? Not hurry you up or anything, but I'm kind of freezing already just standing here. Oh, right, sorry. Yeah, let's go. I turned to Travis. Apparently he got bored of the talk and started walking in circles in the snow. Oh, we get along well with Lake. I imagine Lake would run around and not just walk and look at the scenery. Travis, you coming? Yes, I'll be right there. And the four of us walk off into the forest, chatting about whatever interesting thing catches our attention. We walk into the lobby, letting a gust of cold wind into the room. Ah, such pleasant warmth. That's one thing I envy you. Halloween wasn't yet a big thing here back when I was a kid. Going around in spooky costumes and asking for sweets sounds like a great time. Although I suppose it's more compatible with American suburban or multi-family housing units. Well, I never took part in that either. Where I live, nobody celebrated Halloween. You can still take part in trick-or-treating. There's no age limit for that. You think? I'd feel a bit stupid doing it now. Maybe I'd go with some friends. Doing stupid things is much easier together. So, this Halloween we're going together for trick-or-treating? Hell yeah. A great idea. Oh, sometimes a person needs so little to be happy. I better go now. I still have a lot to do today. Thanks for the walk. It's nice to talk with all of you. Hey, thank you for finding some time for us. It was nice. I enjoyed it even though I'm not really a fan of walks. Take care and good luck with your project. See you later. Not really a fan of walks? You mean you don't like spending time outside? Oh, I do. I don't like walking without a specific destination. It feels kind of aimless. I drove to a specific place, like a landmark or just a store or anything, I can understand. But walking without a destination? Can't walking in of itself be a destination? Oh, I don't know. Driver looks down and seems to be thinking about it for a moment. Anyway, I'll get going too. Thanks, see you at supper. See you later. Oh, actually, I wanted to talk with you first. Since Travis dropped the information on me before dinner, I can't stop wondering what's up with the writing competition, why Bjorn didn't mention it at all. I can't just ask out of the blue. That'd be weird, right? I remember you were interested in the instant camera when I mentioned it during breakfast. Would you like to see it? Sure, I was wanting to see one up close. Well, I saw them in the store. They didn't have any film inside and I could only look at them. I have it in my room, you can come over. Bjorn nods and we both start walking towards my room. So, what's your opinion on walks? Well, I like them a lot. They always calm me down. There's something meditative in walking, in the rhythmic steps and gradually changing surroundings. I walk a lot, don't often feel like spending time at home. Maybe I'll lose a few kilograms that way. That'd be cool. How about you? I like walks, but I don't do them often. You know, when you're lying on your bed alone in your dorm room, knowing how much you have to learn for the upcoming classes, and then the classes after that, it's really hard to motivate yourself to do anything. I lock the door and step aside. Come on in. Wow, you got a huge bed. Look at those colours. Oh, it's a nice room, nicer than mine. Can't complain, yeah. Yours is better watching films though. We can lean back against the wall and still have the laptop close. Anyway, make yourself at home. Sit anywhere you want. I'll take a chair. Bjorn looks at me with gratitude and walks up to the bed, sitting cautiously at its edge. Thanks. These chairs aren't really made for me. I smile reassuringly, sensing Bjorn's embarrassment. No problem, I get it. It's been a long day. Feels nice to finally sit down. The bear takes off his hoodie, folds it into thirds and lays it down on the bed beside him. This many lectures in a row would tire anyone. We spent quite a bit of time walking too. Yeah, but that part was fun. I won't be up for repeating that now though. I'm happy to just sit here for a while. I know what he means. This has indeed been a long day. I slump down the chair with a sigh, only now realising how tired I am. There's still a lot of the day remaining though. Maybe we could watch a film like yesterday. I'm sure we all know some more good ones. Oh, before I forget again. What was up with the Esperanto in that film yesterday? Alright, I completely forgot about that. The anime was based on a book. From what I know, it's a classic in Japan. The author, I can't remember his name, was a fan of Esperanto, so most of the text in the film was translated to it as a homage to him. What's the deal with that language, by the way? I remember hearing it's a constructed language. The world's most widely spoken constructed language, actually. The word Esperanto itself means one who hopes in it. It was created in the 19th century to be an international language, easy to learn for everyone, to bring people from different countries closer together. I'm not an expert though, I just read about it somewhere. It's a nice idea that English fills that role now. I'm not that good at Norwegian yet, but we both know English well enough to communicate freely. That'd be true with almost anyone here. Yeah, in most places in Europe it's enough. The idea of everyone learning one international language as their second one, specifically constructed to be easy to learn. Something about it appeals to me. The setting sun fills the room with a golden glow, illuminating Bjorn's silhouette. Afternoon sun always seems to slow down the time somehow. So, can I see the camera? Oh, right, sure. I already forgot about it, just content to rest for a while. I grab the instant camera from the table, open it and pass it to Bjorn. A glimmer of excitement shines in his eyes as he grabs it gently, as if it were a newborn baby. It's this one, I left it in my room. It's a lot of fun, but the cost of film would kill me if I used it as my main camera. Besides, I like the flexibility of a digital one. I have a digital camera on my phone. This is something else. Do you have any photos you've taken with it here? Just one from yesterday. Took it shortly after we arrived. Nothing special though, just a view from this window. I'd like to see, if you're okay with showing it, that is. I suppose. Why not? I take the photo out of the camera bag and pass it to Bjorn. Just watch out. Don't touch the film itself. Fingerprints are hard as heck to clean off these. Bjorn nods, putting the camera beside him on the bed. He grabs the photo by the paper frame, careful not to touch the film, which isn't easy with his huge paws. I find it looks a bit comical holding the tiny photo in both paws, leaning in to see it closely. Well, this looks really nice. It's less grainy than I thought. Yeah, the modern instant film isn't very grainy. Although it would be more noticeable on a solid colour background, here the snow obscures the grain completely. Well, I like it. I like it a lot. This makes me melt inside. I have to look away, blushing. I know the photo is anything special and Bjorn is mostly praising the medium itself, but hearing it feels so nice anyway. Bjorn hands me back the photo and grabs the camera again, looking at it intensely. Could I take a picture with it? How could I say no to him when he's looking at me like that? I had no idea bears could do puppy eyes. Sure, just let me show you how to do it. The sheer happiness on his radiant face is enough to make it worthwhile. You're awesome, Arvo. Oh, thank you. I stand up from the chair and sit beside Bjorn. Let me explain how to use it. I already opened it. This foldable part here is a flash, and when folded it covers the lens. Here in the back you have the viewfinder. I'm sure you know how to use one. On the front there's a control for focus distance. You set depending on your distance the subject you photograph. For a landscape you turn it to the infinity symbol. The lens is here next to the control. Turning the camera around, Bjorn grabs it by the shutter button and the camera goes off. Damn, oh, sorry, that's not what I was trying to do. Don't apologise, it's my fault. I just told you where the shutter button is first, sorry. You can take the picture out, maybe it won't be a total flop. Just give me a moment, I can't see anything now. The flash hit me square in the face. Oh, sure, sorry again. The flash in this camera is fierce. I rarely use it myself. I certainly don't envy Bjorn right now. Okay, it's better already. He pulls the photo off the camera and looks at the milky bluish image. What now? There's nothing on it. Now shield it from the light and let it develop for about 10 minutes. You can simply put it face down somewhere, but just to be safe I usually put developing photos inside my camera bag. Still sensitive to the light right now, so you might want to do it fast. Alright. I pass him the camera bag and he puts the photo in his side pocket. Well, that didn't go as planned. It was still fun though. Hey, it's like got a lot more film. You can take another picture, this time not by accident. I only took one pack of film with me, so 8 photos in total and 2 already used, but I don't mention that. It's still a lot, and I don't take these often. Well, thanks, Arvo. How about we go outside then? The bear stands up and stretches out with a wide grin. Wait, what happened to Mr. I'm happy to just sit here for a while? We've been sitting here for a while already. If you're out for a walk, we can stay here, no problem. We can go, but I'd rather stay around the guest house this time. Sure, and better put the camera in the bag and take it with you. I won't have another accident like that. By the way, do you think that photo is developed already? Definitely not fully. Let's get dressed and I'll check how it looks. Sure. I put on my jacket with a quiet sigh, making sure that Bjorn doesn't hear me. Then take the bag and swap the mirrorless camera for the instant one. I check the photo in the side pocket. It seems to have developed nicely already. Oh, while I'd better still shield it from the light, I can already show it to Bjorn. Oh, it even came out rather nice. Surprisingly nice considering the circumstances. Even if it was a bit silly. Hey, you want to take a look? It's mostly developed already. Oh, sure. How does it look? Well, see for yourself. Arvo. Yes? I did somewhere far away, never show it to anyone. Or better, tear it in half and bury both halves separately in 2 different forests. These aren't easy to tear, Bjorn. I know, because I tried once. I took a photo I really wanted to get rid of later, but it proved to be rather tricky. In the end, I ended up making a bonfire and throwing it into the flames. Smoke it produced smelled fouler than natural. You can have it. I'm not tearing up anything. Thanks. So, let's go. Bjorn's already been walking around for a few minutes with this look of intense focus on his face. I sat down on a bench next to the guest house and watched him. The sun has already set, but it's still rather bright outside. Just the last few minutes left to capture a good photo. How's it going? Well, I thought about a photo of the guest house from this angle. It would look better in the night. Then it'd be too dark for an instant photo anyway. Maybe just a view then? Or it's not something extraordinary, something I would associate with this place only. And, you know what? That photo I took accidentally in your room, it's enough. I'm happy with just that one, and this way I won't use any more of your film. It really isn't a problem. Feel free to take another one, or even two, and I'll only be happy. Maybe I'll take you up on that later, but for now I'm happy I got even just one instant photo I've taken myself. Like, this is nice as a scene frozen in time. The real memories of how it was here stay with me, not on the paper. You know, the important stuff. How staying here feels. How it's being in one room with you and all the people I met here. Everything we talked about. I won't capture that in a photo. I don't know if I can agree, to be honest. I mean, that's what photography is about, really. Capturing how it feels to be here. Reaching for some sort of essence, something that words couldn't capture. Though you probably feel different about it, being a writer and all. Oh, makes you say that? Ah, yes, here goes the subtlety. I was so focused on my feelings towards photography that I didn't even pay attention to what I was saying. Say what? But I'm a writer. Writing down dreams doesn't really count. A lot of people do that. Well, I talked with Travis and he mentioned something along those lines. I tried asking him about it, but he told me to ask you directly. I was right to assume it's a delicate matter, because Bjorn looks nothing short of dejected now. Is everything okay? I asked him not to mention it. I think he misunderstood my intentions. I think he thought you told me yourself. He seemed surprised I didn't know. Well, I think I'll have to talk with him again about that. He mentioned some kind of literary contest. Of course he did. You didn't tell any of that to anyone else, did you? No, something about the way Travis talked about it made me think that you would appreciate it. Oh, good, at least that. I'm not sure what to say now. It's clear enough that Bjorn doesn't feel comfortable with the topic, but I have no idea why I'd react like that. Why don't you want people to know you're a writer? Well, I'm not a writer. I just write stuff sometimes. It's not the same. What kind of stuff? Just whatever I feel like writing. Mostly vignettes, single scenes, or, well, nothing. Just never mind. And why don't you want people to know about that? Because it's embarrassing. I just write random stuff when I'm bored or anxious. There's nothing interesting about that. You sent your story to a contest though, right? It must mean a lot to you then. You must have some confidence in writing to do that. Well, it does mean a lot to me. What was that? Well, I didn't send the story to the contest. Travis did. I made a mistake of showing him my stuff when he asked what I was working on. He got so fixated on the idea of sending some kind of literary contest. I don't know, I won't do that. We argued about it for a bit and I thought that'd be it. A few days later he told me he sent the application in my name. First I thought about notifying the committee and asking them to scrap the application, but Travis talked me out of it eventually. With the knowledge of the committee of professional writers and critics will go through my embarrassing scribbles. When I think of it, I feel like I'm falling. When the dark water rushes from the ceiling and submerges you in seconds. There's no use in screaming. Who would hear you anyway? It's cold, almost numbing, so cold you can never get used to it. My knees get weak and I wish the earth would swallow me up whole. It's so alluring to just let go and succumb to it. Fall down to the bottom and stay there, and never get up again. I really don't want to think about it. Frankly, I regret ever picking up a pen, figuratively speaking. If you try and let the unquiet water close above you, you soon find out there's no peace in that. Bjorn. He looks like he's about to collapse. I grab his arm and pull him towards the bench. He sits down without a word and I take a spot beside him. His breathing is ragged and heavy and I'm not sure what to do. I pat him on the back gently and decide to give him some space. So we sit together watching the stars, just like yesterday, only this time in silence. Only after a long moment does Bjorn shift a bit closer to me so that our shoulders touch together. A simple gesture, but enough to let me know he's better and he appreciates my company. The words are necessary. I got a message from someone. I'd have to take the phone out to read it. It's from Lake. I hesitate for a brief moment, then put the phone back in my pocket. So I feel that even reading any messages now would be inappropriate. Instead, I lean on Bjorn, feeling his warmth through my jacket. He seems to be doing better. His breathing is back to normal, there's even a ghost of a smile on his snout as he watches the stars. I really feel like taking a picture of the forest in front of us now. This time I decided to go along Bjorn's way of doing stuff. Focus on how being here feels, how it is to be here together, and everything we talked about. This forest ahead, the stars above us, the whispering wind, Bjorn's warmth as he leans on me. Because someday it might be among my most cherished memories. And there we go. That's the latest from Dawn Chorus. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm really enjoying this VN. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of nice thoughts going on there, especially between Arvo and Bjorn at the end. So that's it for now. And before I head off and shovel some more snow, a quick thanks to all my patrons. I appreciate you all. And my top patrons are Grizz, Evan King, David Taylor, Samuto, Ryan Hall, Anubis Silverwind, Ida Corval, Brandon Bradford, Bastian, Lark Huskerton, Marcus, Kopi, Gunnar Muller, Tiger Cub, Sindri Dragowolf, Dissonance, Besuksu, Cobras Vissa, and Kartek. And speaking of Grizz, we will be back next weekend with some more Password, and we'll be seeing what's going on with Dean in that one. It will be a midweek video this week. I'm going to take a week off because things will be very busy, but I'll fit something else in before the end of the month as well as the weekend videos. There's more from Eden's Reach heading our way as well. So that's it for now. Until next time, thanks for watching and bye for now.